got paid like an elite quarterback, and he needs to go out there and get it done. And
so now, Kyle, in terms of who needs to win a playoff game, who do you got?
For winning a playoff game, I'm going to start off with the Broncos. The Broncos
I got them as well.
One of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the NFL last year, and they added 2 Pro Bowlers and who I think will be the defensive rookie of the year in Jerron Barron. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if this defense is going to get a touchdown scored on them this year. Like, this is a ridiculous offense. And then adding Evan Ingram, adding RJ Harvey, Bo Nix taking that second-year jump. Like, this is a very dangerous Broncos team.
Yep.
And I can easily see them winning 12 football games. But if they go into the playoffs and lose in the first round, it's going to sting really, really bad, even though it's a hell of a regular season. At the end of the day, Denver wants to host a playoff game. And if they get 12 wins, I think they'll put themselves in position to be at home for a playoff game. And to lose the first round in the playoffs at home is really it would suck because they're not going to be able to keep this band together. The only reason this is possible is because Bo Nix is on a rookie contract. Now that we've seen how good Bo Nix is capable of playing, we have now entered a rookie quarterback Super Bowl window. And that is the goal. The realistic goal would be to win it next year. But that means this year they win a playoff game and make it to an AFC championship game. If they're just one and done, it was a failure. It was a failure. It was a failure. It just is. It's too talented of a roster.
Yeah. And I had the Broncos for those same reasons as well. Like, you are in that window with Bo Nix where you can add players on the offense and players on the defense on some solid contracts in terms of what they think their value is. And then you're going to have to pay Bo Nix, and then you're going to have to do some maneuvering there. If you're George Payton, right? Like, you're going to have to do some maneuvering. Sean Payton's going to have to do some maneuvering there, but the maneuvering is coming at what is expected to be a franchise quarterback, which when you got it, you don't want to lose them. Right. So I had the Broncos there for the same reason. Now, one other team from the AFC West, I don't think you'll agree, but I think the Chargers also need to win a playoff game.
I agree.
Okay, you agree. For me, it's I hate naming division teams because it makes me sick. But the Chargers as well. The Chargers last year, they went into Houston, and everybody expected them to win. And what happened? Herbert shit the bed. That Texans defense just blew them out. Not the year prior, but I believe the year prior to that in 22, that ridiculous comeback by the Jaguars when Lawrence was playing out of his mind that year. It was just a bad loss, and the Chargers just continue to charger in the playoffs, and they really, really need a playoff win right now.
Yeah, and I'm going to throw in another team, and maybe you agree with it, maybe you don't. That's okay.
Vikings.
I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, okay. I
feel like Tampa Bay needs. You guys want a dark horse MVP? Baker Mayfield.
Yes.
I could tell Rick got excited because the internet. There he is. I said,
"There I am."
You guys want a dark horse MVP, Baker Mayfield, and you were like, "Yeah."
I'm glad you got my reaction at least. But yes, I totally agree that is definitely a possibility with Baker Mayfield this year.
Yeah, and in that same breath, I'm going to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And it's
Yep.
because of Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
Trevor Lawrence got paid like an elite quarterback, and he needs to go out there and get it done. And by the way, for a Super Bowl, give me the Bengals as well.
Oh, I
Bengals
like
are
that.
another team that
Yes.
Joe Burrow is playing out of his. I think Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in the NFL. Period. And I feel like the fact that he's like the first quarterback in history to average over 31 points per game and have a losing record. It was like
weird. It's crazy talk.
Joe Burrow could have easily been on a 15-2 team last year. That's how good that offense was.
Yeah.
But they didn't even have a winning record. And that's like it's a shame because at one point they were like 3-6 and then they were 4-9 or something.
Yeah, and they still almost made it.
And then they started winning all their games. No thanks to the defense. They had to win in these crazy shootouts.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Bengals need to capitalize on who I think will be a future Hall of Famer in Joe Burrow. They need to capitalize on him being in his prime. He's been to a Super Bowl, but that feels like a long time ago now. And then my last team's the Pittsburgh Steelers for the playoffs.
Yeah, I had the Steelers as well on the playoffs because similar to what we were talking about, Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers, like needing to win a Super Bowl to get that kind of like that monkey off their back or whatever. And that predetermined notion that Shanahan just chokes in the Super Bowl. The Steelers are on my list as well because they've been there. And yes, they've been there with very subpar rosters, but they've been there. They've gotten there. They've gotten to that point. And whether it's the front office, whether it's Tomlin, whether it's the depth chart, they just cannot get a win, and they need it because they're staying relevant by going into the playoffs, but that only lasts you so long. And we've seen like a lot of talk around Tomlin. There's going to be his last year. There's going to be his last year. They're going to move on. They need a better this. They can't pick a quarterback, this and that. So I got the Steelers on there as well. I had the Broncos. I actually had the Cowboys in playoff. They need to win a playoff game instead of a Super Bowl. But I could see why you went Super Bowl. And then my last pick is going to be the Dolphins. The Dolphins need a playoff win. They've got all the weapons on offense. Their defense is very lackluster, although there's been times where that defense has been somewhat dominant with other teams. But the McDaniels Tua pairing that first year was like, oh, finally, Miami as a team, right? The Dolphins are actually a team. And then they get to the playoffs and then they can't play in the cold. And it's like, well, you play in January and February, so you need to be able to win in the cold. And they just can't do that. They've not been able to do that. And if, again, similar to a lot of other things we've been talking about, in order for them to continue, for this pairing to continue, for McDaniels to continue his job, he needs a playoff win. And honestly, one playoff win, I think, extends his career in Miami at least 1 to 2 more seasons with one playoff win. Similar to what's his name? Dan Campbell with the Lions. Like, you saw how much that playoff win meant to Detroit and Lions fans. Like, Dan Campbell is going to NFC Championship games. He's going to the playoffs with the Lions, who were terrible for forever. And he's doing it with Jared Goff, who was a throwaway quarterback. So that buys a lot of time for a head coach. And yes, they no longer have Ben Johnson because we got him. But I still think they have a lot of good structure and stuff there to continue vaulting them into the playoffs.
It'll be exciting to find out how much of the Lions' success was Ben Johnson, how much of it was Dan Campbell, and how the Bears look with Ben Johnson. Like, it's all kind of intertwined.
Yep.
And I think it's exciting. I don't even have a prediction.
Yeah, it's
I'm
just
just
good.
like watching.
It's just good, clean fun. It's just good, clean fun.